Good morning, Omar. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, as you everyone knows, my name is Cash, and we are preparing for this AZ400 series. And today's our topic is AZ400 Azure Pipelines. And in this pipeline, we'll put a condition that's in a gate, which is post-deployment gate with Azure Policy. If you remember, in past, we created videos about conditions such as work query items, and Azure monitoring alert. So in
Exactly.
Azure work item, Umar, can you please tell me what we are trying to achieve and what we did a little bit?
So right now we're
No, no, I'm
trying
talking
to,
about what we when we worked on the work query item. So
yeah.
what did we achieve and what we wanted to achieve?
When we worked on the query item, basically we made some tasks and we put this post deployment gate, which would check if our tasks were done or not. If they were not done, it will stop the deployment onto the next stage. Otherwise, it will go on. And we made this query so it will filter the task we're looking for, and the pipeline would check if this query was clear or not.
Well done, very good, well done, very good. Thank you very much. Just I'll summarize again. So basically, like what you said, you're saying that we put a condition that if there is any active task in our Azure board, so the post deployment gate will fail. It will not open a door for to deploy the build into next stage. The or deployment into next stage. So to fix this, what we did, we closed all these query.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
tasks.
The task, and we close all these tasks in Azure board, and we prior to that we also created a Azure query, and in that we filtered that if it is not equal to any closed task, the release should fail. Remember?
Yes.
And then we closed all these tasks and it worked. Similarly, there was another post deployment gate condition we can put in to check before it releases, which is Azure monitoring alert rule. So in the Azure alert monitoring rule, for testing purpose, we reduce the memory to 1 byte, and before it going to second stage, the release was failing because just saying the memory is too low, and there was an alert fired in the Azure monitor and it failed our release pipeline. And so sometime like it could be a code issue, so developer can fix it and all that. So what we did, we went back to our query and sorry, the Azure monitoring alert, and we closed the monitoring alert. That means we have acknowledged it as a what was the user preference? Yeah,
User preference
yeah,
exactly.
that's right.
Then we moved it to from active to closed.
Active to close with it. So then after that, as soon as we saved that, the trigger kicked in and release pipeline was successful. Similar to all these exercises, but in this case today, which we are saying that we are doing such as this one, as AZ400 Azure Pipelines post deployment, and this time is with Azure Policies. Azure Policies, as you know that there's a service in Azure, so, for example, you might have worked and seen that sometime you use Azure Policy so the users cannot create any resources in a different region. So we can put lots of like do's and don'ts using Azure policies. In this case, what we're doing now, as you can say, we'll be considering to use our storage account. So we'll create a storage account in our Azure portal. We'll call these are the steps. We will call it at AZ400, whatever you want to call it. We'll create this. Then we go to Azure Policy, and in Azure Policy we define a definition, and we that not allowed definition, and we'll assign that policy to our storage account. That takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Then what we'll do, we go to our Azure DevOps and we run our release again with the existing gate. Before we run the release again, we'll configure this gate for our Azure policy, and we delete the existing policy, which is Azure Monitoring Alert. And then after that, we run our release, and it will fail because we have got a storage account in our resource group. So what we'll do to fix this, we'll go again and we delete this storage account, and then it will in our release pipeline evaluation, which we configured in the gates, is about 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes, it will release, and this time it will be successful. Agreed?
Agreed.
Okay, let's start it now. So first thing we do, we quickly go to our Azure portal. If I just take this off, if we go to portal and create a, if we go to our resource group, this is resource group, and we create a storage account.
All right.
So we create a storage account, click create, and we call it AZ400 SA. Oops, sorry, I should type in AZ400 SA. SA stands for storage account because it's been taken this name, so just put any random number 2024. Yeah.
Yeah.
And region UK South, we need standard for to save money. We don't want geo. This is for testing purpose. So we just have it local redundant storage, review and create.
Okay.
Oops, why is fail?
Uh,
Uh,
was disallowed by policy. We already have the policy in.
right. So because we did yesterday. That's good. So this means we already have. So what do? We go to our Azure policy. Go to policy, or we just touch search for policy. Go to policy. Hey, uh, assignments. This one. Yeah. So we delete this just for to show again. Delete this assignment. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Delete this assignment. That's it. So let's check. Do we have any storage account to make sure we do not have any storage account because we're creating a new one. So if you go to the grouping, select as group by type, it'll give it by type. So this is app services, network security, public IP addresses, virtual machine, and no, we do not have
Yeah.
any storage account. So we go back again and let's try again. By the time it's deleted, let's see to make sure the notification, yes, successfully deleted assignment. So let's go back to our step and create the storage account and review again. Validation progress, create. So no issues this time because we deleted that policy.
All right.
So it was working now. So that's a prime example. So if you put this policy that not allowed to create, nobody can create this storage account in this our resource group. So we can put a policy like that. So
All right.
that will stop users to do that. So this is very important. It's been used a lot in companies. So you go to storage. Do we have to do anything here? Nothing, isn't it? No. Okay. So now we create a policy.
All
Yeah.
right.
Just we're doing again. Policy and go to, okay, just close that. And if you go to definitions, and we search for not allowed. Yeah. Not allow
All right.
resource type.
Exactly.
Yeah, if we click that, and in this policy, we will assign that storage account. Yeah,
All right.
to make sure the storage account is not there. So assign
Yeah.
and
Scope.
scope, if we do that, so we take subscription, this one, resource group, we choose this one, this is our resource group, select, as you can see, select anything else here, uh, assignment name, it's already there, okay, enable, anything else? We go to parameters,
Right.
and,
And I will
and
look for the type. In this case, storage account.
storage account,
It should be on Microsoft.storage account.
Shabash. So let's try search here, storage account. So if you look for Microsoft Classic, so this one? No, not Classic. Uh, Microsoft Security Storage, this one. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't want anything, remediation, nothing. Just ignore that and create. So we creating a policy assign, yeah?
Yeah.
So we have already assigned it. So it's doing it now. Okay. So now the policy is there. So if we go to policy definition and see what definition do we have. So we got this one. Not allowed
Yeah.
resource type. Yeah. Okay. So it was it there. So if you go back to our steps, so we went to policy in Azure Portal, we created a policy. In definition, we allowed this resource type, assigned that it was 10 to 15 minutes. Then after we um, do the policy. So let's try. It might have worked by now, maybe not. If not, then we'll wait for 10 15 minutes. So if we go back to what's our project? Web app AZ400.
Yes.
Okay, and our repo um, is web app. So if we go to our release and tell me what do you have to do now?
Now we go on edit pipeline. We change the post
Gates.
deployment.
Yeah, good. So post deployment gets 60. So this is we're gonna be editing. So if we could edit pipeline and click this,
Yes.
and if we
Mm, yeah,
scroll
the
this
arrow.
down and down, so we have got this check
Check policy.
policy. So let's delete this and start again, yeah?
All right.
We're gonna be creating a gate before it meets that condition, then the release pipeline should run. So in our case, we're making a condition that no storage account allowed in this resource group. So if you go to add, so you can see that we have used already query work items. Similarly, we can use Sona Cloud, so we can use invoke. But in this lab, what we're doing, check Azure Policy Compliance, Security and Compliance Assessment for Azure Policy. We check that. Display name, we just got to just leave the default. And resource group. So this is our subscription with service connection.
Yeah.
And resource group, we choose AZ400. Resource name. Uh, Remember our storage account name
Yeah.
is this one. So we're making sure until you delete this storage account, it will not pass the gate. So
All right.
it is not compliant because you have a storage account in your if you have a storage account in your resource group, we will not proceed or open the next gate for you. You have to be compliant. Yeah.
Okay.
So we go this and save. Okay. And we do click create release and we just call it implemented Azure compliance policy. Create. So if we go to release 15, it is kicking in. Let's see what happens. So as you can see that it is in progress. We go back again, so it is
Mhm.
initializing and everything. So if we go back to release again, so if we should see a message here that it's not working or failing. Let's see. Here we go. It failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So,
will.
so the next, so how to fix it now?
We go back to Azure portal and
Yes.
we close the policy.
No, no. So we will go to our Azure portal and delete our storage account.
Okay.
Remember this step?
Yeah.
Uh, to fix this, we delete the storage account.
All right.
I think you are just mistaken with the alert.
Yeah, I got confused.
Yes, yes, not to worry. Now next time you remember. So we delete the storage account and copy this. Right click, paste, delete, delete confirmation. Yes, we confirm it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's deleting the storage. Uh, so successfully delete your storage account. So if you go back to our, so so the next evaluation time is in 1 minute. So let's see. Actually, the 10 to 15 minute take not takes in compliance. That was for alerting. Takes about, but in this one it should work straight away.
All right.
Remember? Because see, we had the storage account where I should take this away from that. That was for alerting monitoring. That takes about 10 to 15 minutes to take effect. So this as soon as we delete, this should work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is it? So I was gonna try next 3 minutes. Let's see. So next one is due. Yeah, I mean it's like it's good for your employer.
Yeah.
So you can put on your CV like this is my URL, this is my channel, this is what I've been learning, and we've been doing all these labs, and I've got all the setups there. Let's see, is gonna kick in next thing or not? It should work in next 1 minute. 1 minute, come on, please do it, do it, do it. So processing gates, like we discussed before, this is our build. This is our build from the project, and let's see, come on, do it, please. And as soon as it is done, we confirm that the condition is working. Now we have deleted this, it should work. If we go back to Firstly, and if you go to our Azure resource group, the policy, the definition is still there. So anybody should not be able to create a storage account now.
All right.
Storage, so we do not have a storage account. So we confirmed it.
Okay, hello, Umar, are you back? So we just had a pause, 5 minutes. The reason, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So remember we were doing, we created, just to reiterate again what we have done. So you can see this is successful now.
Yeah,
The reason we were having issue that I should have said that before, that take about it will take about 10, 15 to 30 minutes
yeah. For the new
policy
policy.
to kick in.
Yep.
So that's the reason it was delaying. So when I came back, it worked. So I'll show you now. So just to reiterate again, what we have done, we created a policy in Azure, and we picked up this policy not allow resources. So if there is a storage account in Azure, the pipeline should fail. So we tested that and it failed. We created a storage account. Then after that, we deleted it, and then we ran this. We deleted it. Plus, we configured our release pipeline. Just I'll show you again. So if you go to release pipeline again, and we added a gate for we added a gate, as you can see that,
All right.
for check policy compliance. And we created this policy, we enabled it, and everything takes about 15 to half an hour and all that. uh, so it worked, as you can see that if you go to release pipelines, and you can see the gates passed. So it deployed on testing environment and it deployed in web staging environment. Yeah.
Yep.
Just to confirm it, we can go back again to our home, and we go to our testing web app and just launch this URL. Okay. Actually, I'll tell you what. We can just, for testing purpose, we just add some data in it and kick in the release again. What do you think?
All right.
So what do? We go here, go to our repos. It's just for somebody who wants to do and to see how the release works again. We're just doing it again. So just make a chain into pages, into index HTML, index. Where is it? Which one is it?
Index CSHTML. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, this one. But where is that? Uh,
Yep.
so index, just so we just make a chain. Welcome to this web app project. Today we can just change to we are deploying post deployment. Just call it. Oops, sorry, we should be editing first. Edit first, and we say post deployment gate.
Gate. Yep.
Yeah. And before release pipeline trigger, so we just gate, just delete that. With a condition of Azure policy. Yeah.
Okay.
And this policy makes sure that there is no
There is no storage
Sure,
account.
well done, well done. Good man. Okay, so let's commit. As soon as we commit, we should, and commit again, it should kick in the release, sorry, the pipeline. So
Right.
if you go to our, see, it kicked
Yeah, I
in.
see it's working. Yeah.
So it's kicked in. So it is building. It's a build pipeline. Yeah,
Yeah.
as you can see, just again build pipeline. Let this finishes. As soon as this finish, it will go to release
Yeah.
and deploy to our testing environment web app and a staging environment web app. Okay. Any questions? Anything you
Mm,
did not understand? We have covered uh, work item query, Azure monitoring alerting,
yeah.
and Azure policy.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
far, so clear.
so good. So it's gonna finish. We go to release and let's say it's gonna kick in release or not.
Yeah.
So let's go back to just cancel that and duplicate. Succeeded. So in this one, if you go to build pipeline again, still doing it. Yep, still building.
All right.
So installing .NET Core CLI 2. So this should go publish artifact, post push job. So if you go to release now, refresh. Here we go. So started a new release.
Yeah.
21, as you can see. That's what we need, this automation. So in this video, in detail, we have explained everything. So let's kick in. See, it's going to gate now. It should work because we do not have any storage account.
Yeah.
Okay, as you can see, processing state. It will kick in next in 1 minute. Evaluating.
Okay.
It's checking. Okay, let me just create the release now and see that we get. So now we see that we our web app is updated. So we do not have any storage account.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. So let's see it's gonna there. So yeah. So so it's gonna evaluate that if the policy is there, is it compliant or not? If the storage account is there, and then it will continue with the release to the next stage. So let's see.
Okay.
Testing environment. Let's see. 1 minute remaining. So, so you see the first one working now. So it is gone to the next stage.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's kicking in.
Yeah.
So it is working. So this is a testing environment web app, which we have Wolves web app, and this is for web staging. These are the agents. So we go to this deployment again. So yes, so it's all successful now.
Okay.
So if we just go to the commit we made and have a look, what was the commit? So just a refresh again. If we go to overview, if we just click that, remember we made that comments in the index HTML. Welcome to this web app project. Today we are deploying post deployment gate with a condition of Azure policy, and this policy makes sure that there is no storage account. Yeah.
Yeah.
And same, this is a test environment. If you go to our web staging, and it worked here, or should work also in our this app, web app staging. There we go. You can see the URL here. URL is web staging, and same message. So I hope this is beneficial to us or the audience and you. So basically we created a gate with a policy, Azure policy condition. Then if there's a storage account is in our resource group, the release pipeline should fail. As soon as we remove the storage account and did a commit again with this message, it all worked fine. So the compliance is good. Is it okay?
All right.
Okay. While we onto our this section anyway, just do a quick another topic. Azure release manual intervention. So this is not like an approval or something. It is like kind of like a notification before we starting a release, and you want like another pair of eyes or somebody, a colleague, you can ask to intervene manually and accepts it, so notified. Yeah. So we go to our pipeline. So we go to our existing pipeline and we do edit release, edit pipeline, and just remove all the post deployment gates at the moment. Yeah. And disable it, save it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, so before we create release, we need to go to our build pipeline and edit. No, sorry, the release pipeline. Sorry. If you go to release, oops, sorry, my apologies again. I should have edited, edit, and what do we have to do?
And
Right, sorry, I was asking. So we need to go to tasks. So we're doing like a manual intervention, and so this is the agent job. This is, so if we search for manual intervention, that's not here. Yes, or actually we should try here. Manual intervention in the agent job. Yeah, manual
yeah.
manual intervention.
No, not there. You see where's the plus nearby agent job. Press there.
Here,
Yeah.
that's what I did. Okay, and then
Should be manual intervention.
just search for it. Are you watching? Oopsie. So in this this topic we just discussing now, manual intervention. So this is like a kind of intervention, not like approving. Without approving you can't do it. A kind of notification, even like you can assign it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Agent list job, yeah. We first of all go to pipeline, edit, add agent list job, and we then drag this to on top of it. Drag this on top of agent, yeah, before agent, yeah,
Yeah.
and then look for manual intervention, search for manual intervention, add required is of your choice.
All right. I agree.
Okay, let's do it. So we go to our pipeline. Let's start again.
Okay.
We go to release, go to this release, edit, release, edit tasks, and just this trusting environment.
There should be like you see agent job. There should be like 3 dots nearby. It's missing. Hold on. Maybe.
So this like when you edit, then we go to deployment project process,
Okay.
and this Eclipse 3 button, and we say add an agent list job. So this is like a notification, is nothing agent. So
Okay.
we drag this on top of this, yeah,
Yeah.
and then we add the manual intervention task.
Yes.
Here we go, and add. So just do some, what do we call this? Manual intervention.
Yes.
This we can say what do you think of instructions?
Okay. Please ensure the team is ready for deployment.
Yeah, just making sure, yeah,
Yeah.
the team is ready for
Deploy.
deployment, yeah, and we say notify user, say cache. This is me, I can just assign it myself, yeah, and save it.
Yep.
Save it, and then we create release. We go to release and see, so preparing pending intervention, see,
Okay. Yep.
so that means asking me to end assigned to me. So if I do resume, and we, what do we say here? Please ensure team minutes, okay,
Yep.
all committed, all agreed, yeah, so we can
Yep.
resume it, all agreed and ready to proceed. We can reject if you want to, or you can resume. Okay, proceed and resume. Here we go. So starting in progress. Those that should do. So testing environment succeeded. It's moved on to the web staging. You can see that the logs all working fine. Oops, and so it should complete. That's it, done. So just to reiterate again in the ending, so we worked on a post deployment gate using Azure Policy for to comply the storage account does not exist. So we went through a demo that we created a storage account and the release failed, and just to notify again audience, that takes about like 15 to half an hour before the policy kicks in.
Yep.
And then what we did, we removed the storage account and ran the release again, and it worked fine because it is compliance because there was no storage account. Plus, we also discussed about the other topic, which is Azure Release Manual Intervention, and we went through a demo of that one too. Thank you very much for attending this meeting, and hopefully we'll work on the other topic and upload that video very soon. Thank you very much. All right, Farooq, Imar.
All right.
Bye bye. Take care. Thanks.